My wife going by, you know what?
All right, we're live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday. The Pro Week in Review. We got Mike in here. How we doing, sir?
Not too bad, Bobby. How are you? Another week, another special guest. So this ought to be really fun. Last week was, we had a special one with Quinn. He came on, and now we actually get to talk to the one that hauls around that car all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. I know that. So, Mike, we're gonna let you do the honors of talking to everybody real quick while I send out the invites. So,
Right.
if you want to talk about development real quick while we do this.
we can cover some of. Actually, we can do kind of some of the review for the week here in the beginning while you taking care of that, Bobby.
Absolutely, go for it.
Saturday, excuse me. We had the development race. Oh man, I broadcast that race. That race was incredible. These guys ran side by side almost the whole time, fighting it out. And I did actually I'll just give a quick rundown of the top 10 for now because of the time wise. I do have the points. Your first place is Hoosier, the points leader. Second is Pro Jade. He actually has a win. Then you have General at 301, JTC at 224, Huey at 217, D's at 206, Closer at 202, Flyer at 196, sitting in eighth. Ninth is Dash. Ninth is Dash. 10th is actually Miss Jaguar. And that to top 10. And actually, I'll give you the top, sitting in the top 12 now. Firefighter at 125 is your 11th spot. And Selling Dreams is your 12th. And just above the cut line at 108. But watch out because now we have another person. We have some new guys that came in. And now Cola's just entered the development series. He actually he got a win. So now he's just sitting in 13th spot at 95. I mean, it won't take much. I mean, these guys, we just still a lot of racing left. And by that there, anything can happen. Get above that cut line and you just never know where you're going to go from there. But there is actually still quite a few races left before we hit that spot. Other than that, I mean, the guys did great. Ready yet, Bobby?
Yep, give me 1 second. I'm sending the last couple invites.
Awesome. Yeah, folks, I mean, definitely tune into those broadcasts. They're great. We have a special guest. Like we had one in the truck series. That was a playoff race. That was great. We have our championship final four. They're ready to go. The points are close. That's gonna be another great race to watch when it comes next week in that championship.
Absolutely. And give me 1 second. I'm actually trying to shut that down so I don't hear you talking.
Right. We all good?
Yep. So now we are going.
Ooh.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, that's all right, guys. Sorry about that. Bobby.
I bumped it. All right, we're bringing Dwayne in now.
All right. There you are. Excellent. There we'll get it.
So it said that he was in. It says he's here.
There he is.
And
hey, Dwayne, how you doing, buddy?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for being here.
So
everybody, this is Dwayne. He is the hauler driver for Starcom, along with many other duties. Dwayne, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody, and we'll start the interview.
All right. Like I said, my name's Dwayne. Just going in my second year with Starcom Racing. As everyone knows, with COVID, everything kind of went crazy, so we'll get into that a little bit later. But I just appreciate you guys having me. Originally from Michigan, now living a dream down here in North Carolina.
He's from Michigan. I like it.
Yeah, I kept that from you.
Weather's up there. It's good too, though.
I was gonna say I grew up in Fostoria, Ohio, and which obviously you know a little bit about that because of being close to Lima. We're probably 30 minutes from Lima.
Yep.
Now I'm probably 45, so.
Gotcha.
But Mike, you got any questions for him real quick?
Yeah,
Well,
no, actually,
I'll let you start it.
Oh, excellent. But actually, yeah. I guess the first thing, I mean, if you want, just actually, the floor is actually yours. I mean, please tell us. You know, one, we know that we know that you that you drive the hauler. Two, we know that you do a bunch of work that in the shop. I mean, please let us know where you got it started, how it became about, how you ended up with this opportunity.
Well, as everyone knows, Charlie, he's a big thing over there at Starcom. He does a lot of different things, and got to meet him and through a mutual friend of ours, and I just reached out to him as honestly like a last ditch effort, deciding being 35 years old, was still chasing the NASCAR dream and was pretty much at the end of my rope, not getting in, and happened to work out. But I was originally hired to be Derek Cope's RV driver, going track to track, and then as I alluded to just a little bit ago, COVID happened, and the original co-driver for the hauler moved on to another place, and he needed somebody, and I had past experience with having a CDL and driving trucks, so I went and re-got my CDL, and they say the rest is history.
So now, we don't, by being that's not the only job that you do. I mean, I know you have. I mean, from what I've heard, you have many hats in the garage and stuff like that. So I mean, take us to the track and tell from there, and then back to the shop. I mean, exactly what I know you don't have one hat. I know you have many.
No, well, we all do there. Being a small team, there's only around 18 of us compared to like Hendrick Motorsports, who have over 600. So at the track, besides my duties as a truck driver, I will help during pit stops during the race. I catch tires. I'll be at the front of the car. When they come from the passenger side to the driver's side, the tire carrier will drop 2 tires. And generally me and one other guy will be there to catch those, because as you know, if you get a loose tire, you got a pit roll penalty and that. So we're there to do that. And then while that's going on, I will run the used tires back to Goodyear and stuff like that. And then helping our tire specialist do his job, just to help him through the day, from the morning till race time, and that, just giving a helping hand anywhere I can. Back at the shop, really, it's if I have nothing to do on the hauler or the RV, it's whatever Charlie needs me to do. This past few weeks, I've been doing tasks for him, depending on, I mean, it could vary anything from painting, cleaning stuff up, to whatever he needs done, mechanical work, fab work. It just helping wherever I can.
Now, do you only just have that one hauler, or do you have I know there's multiple cars, obviously, I would assume. Now, do you have to run all the way back to the shop, pick up the next car if the track changes, like you're going from a super speedway to the 1.5 miles to a short track? Do you have to run back, or is there another one that you swap somewhere and you pick it up, bring it down like halfway or something like that?
No, we go, of course, the first race at Daytona, so we'll go to Daytona. Once the 500's over, we'll load everything up, come back to the shop, replace whatever needs to be replaced or fixed in the hauler, and then while the guys in the shop are getting the next car done, once that's done, we load up, and generally, with one-day shows, we head out either a Wednesday or on a Thursday and head to the next track. After every race except for the West Coast Swing, we come back home and get ready for the next race. West Coast Swing, we stay out there because obviously it's like 2,400 miles. You can't make that legally a round trip even with 2 drivers.
Right.
That's a lot of driving. A lot of driving.
Oh yeah, but it's a lot of fun.
So
I know you got questions, Bobby. Come on.
Well, okay, yeah, I was waiting for you. So what when you started your racing career, tell us from start to finish how that went.
Well, racing's been in my family since day one. My dad, way back in the 70s and that, raced at Santa Fe Speedway up in Illinois. He did a little bit of sportsman stuff, but my family really started out with what they call Team Demolition Derby, which was 4 cars per team on like a little quarter-mile track. They run backwards and try to destroy each other. First one to make 5 laps would win the event. And then my dad left Illinois, moved to Michigan, and my older brother Sean started racing. And then of course I became of age and I started go-karts at a young age. Right off the bat, had a lot of success. Due to injuries, my brother had to retire from driving, so I took over the duties of driving my family street stock, which not only included just driving, I had to learn every aspect of it, including building engines, you know, anything, attention to detail, welding, cleaning, anything, body fabrication, anything that had to do with racing. I had to learn because, small teams like that, it's a family thing. It's my dad. It was mostly my dad, myself, and my brother at first. And then from there, I graduated high school in 2004 and went down to Lima, Ohio, as we were discussing earlier, and went to the University of Northwestern Ohio. Got going pretty good there. Got on some teams there locally at Lima Land, and then also at Eldora. Things unfortunately took a turn that no one really expected, but they did, and ended up leaving college and moving to the east side of Ohio, up by Ashtabula, which is 60 miles east of Cleveland, Ohio. Was unfortunately not doing anything with my life, so I was flipping burgers at Wendy's and cutting roast beef at Arby's, and one day I just decided that was enough, and went to the local recruiting station and joined the Marine Corps. That, of course, put my racing hopes on hold for a little bit. When I did that, I did 4 years in the Marine Corps with 1 tour in Iraq. But then I got back into racing with a couple of local guys there, and just fell in love with it all over again. Like I never left. From there, I had my first son just before I got out of the Marine Corps, and I was gonna go to NASCAR Tech, but I was like, well, what's the chances of me actually getting in versus I need to actually have a job? So I went to Nashville Auto Diesel College, got my degree in automotive and diesel technologies, and then we moved back up home and just kind of did the racing thing here and there, and then I got really serious again in 2015, just trying to get down here and get into the sport. It just took a turn here, took a turn there. I raced on both dirt and asphalt, owned my own cars during that time. Had some minor success, and then at the end of 2017, after a horrible year, I decided to hang it up driving wise, and I ended up moving down here to North Carolina in March of 2018. Didn't really do too much with racing just because I wasn't into it after the rough year. But meeting up with an old friend of mine helped re-energize that. And I ended up helping him on his late model stock car out on the East Coast. We helped build that car from the ground up. And then I moved to Statesville, North Carolina in July of 2019. And I hooked up with, if anyone's seen the show, the Madhouse, the modified series they had a few years back, I ended up helping Jason Myers. And then that led to really engaging in that dream of NASCAR, and ended up getting a hold of Charlie, and the rest is history.
That's awesome. And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Definitely, yes. Now that's just the late model because of no, don't mind. Now I just said no. I mean, on the East Coast. I mean, because I live in New Hampshire. I mean, was it that far? Because there's a big series up here for the late models up here. That's why I was wondering. I mean, when you said that,
it was down here in North Carolina,
okay.
in Jacksonville, where I was stationed. We had some friends in there, so that's where we went back to. And like I said, I met up with a old friend of mine, Chris Burns. He's very well known around there. He's a very good driver. Probably one of the guys, if he had some more money back, and he could be in one of the top series. But that, and then talking with my wife, like I said, it got to the point, being 35 years old now, that it's either now or we just move on from it. So I took the big leap of faith, moving to Statesville, and it ended up working out.
Oh, I'm glad. I mean, that doesn't always work that way. I'm glad that that's a lot of hard work though to accomplish all that. So, that's not an easy task. That is for sure.
No, and that's why I tell my kids and I tell other people I run into, don't give up on your dreams. It took me 16 years to get to NASCAR, and yes, obviously I would have liked it to happen a little sooner, but I absolutely do not regret anything that happened, and I'm thrilled to be where I'm at.
That's awesome. Go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
We've got some fans out here in YouTube land saying, when you raced in Michigan, what was your favorite local track?
I literally, if I could show you a picture, I would. I literally grew up at Norway Speedway. My dad was the caretaker at the fairgrounds for many years there. So I could live at the racetrack. It was right on the fairgrounds. So that, of course, has a special place in my heart because I grew up there. I raced there. My family raced there. So Norway Speedway, which is the same track where Greg Ives, the crew chief for Alex Bowman, where he came from. So there's a little bit a history there between some people making it and Norway Speedway. And then, I also raced throughout Wisconsin at 141 Speedway, Chilton, stuff like that. And those were some of my favorite tracks, because where I'm from in Michigan, if you look at a map, it's actually the UP in Michigan. I lived, when my dad was at the fairgrounds, I lived a half mile or so off the Wisconsin border. So I was a lot closer to Green Bay, Wisconsin, 100 miles compared to like Detroit, which was about 500 miles away from where I grew up in Michigan.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't even close to me.
No, not at all.
I mean, we're like right here, and Detroit's like here. It's like 45. It's like 45 minutes to an hour, I think.
Okay.
So, real quick, I gotta throw this out here. I forgot to do it earlier, and I'm sorry to all of our sponsors. Usually, I say it right off the rip.
Oh yeah.
So, we've got Richmar Flores, Morgan Vans Racing, Racing Jason, Appalachian Holler Hunters, Milner Transport, B3 Ranch, Eldridge Skating, Wrecking Racing Podcast, Peak, Penguin City Beer, Charlie Langenstein, which Dwayne knows, which is Wrench Twister 00. And then you got Ryan Daly Designs, Fast Lap Podcast with Chrissy and Deb, Prospect Motorsports, The Lineup Barbershop, Seat Time Driving School, which threw a huge deal for all of our champions this year. And we just acquired, as a partner, Derek Peebles Motorsports.
That's awesome.
That's a huge list. We're not going to say that much longer. It's very fast. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm out pretty fast, but I think I'm going to have to slow down because it's getting longer and longer as we go. But all these sponsors are on board for till 2023 or longer. So super excited about that.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
So, Dwayne,
any more questions out there, Bobby? Did they throw anything out?
No, they're not really throwing anything out there. Dwayne, tell us about what it's like when you leave the race shop and you're heading to like Michigan, because I know that's a far drive for you.
Yep. Well, one misconception that I've heard from several people is that we don't have to follow DOT regulations on how many hours you got to drive and stuff like that. But just like anybody else, we're not above the law. We have to follow everything to a T. And that's why on drives that take 11, 12 plus hours, we drive with two drivers. You're allowed to drive 11 hours as a single driver. but then you got to shut down for 10 hours. So with that, having two drivers, the truck never stops. So it takes time to get there, but you just take your time. And, while one guy's driving, the other guy tries to sleep. But if you've ever been in a truck that doesn't have very good suspension
That
and
don't
you're
work.
driving down the road at 70 miles an hour, it don't work too well to get sleep. But you do the best you can, and you just get to the track as safe as possible.
So David Rainey says, how often do you get to see your family during racing season? And then we're not talking about the pandemic, because we know that you guys didn't see them hardly at all.
Generally when we get back on, depending how far away, we'd be back anywhere from Sunday night to Tuesday late, depending on if we're out on the West Coast. And Starcom's good about getting us a day off or a day and a half or two off. So I come home, I spend with my family, and then, we're a day or two at the shop. I work 9-10 hours, then I come home and see my family again, and then it's back on the road. So I get to see them probably roughly 2-3 days a week, and then I'm gone at least 4 days a week.
Now, if you're at a close track to where your family is now, they usually come up with you. I mean, I know they can't be there, but they usually come to the track and visit you, right? Does that happen or?
No. Because of COVID, that really got shut down, and last year was, like I said, my first year in Cup. So, but if it wasn't, they may have came to a race or two. But tracks like Martinsville, Darlington, of course, Charlotte, Bristol, they're within a reasonable amount where I just drive home every night. They're only 2 or 3 hours away. So, of course, I love the tracks like that, because then I can just come home and be with my family at night, and you don't miss a whole lot of time there.
Right.
What's your favorite track? I know there's so many of them, but what's your favorite track and what's your least favorite track that you drive into or see?
My favorite track is Martinsville. To me, it reminds me of my home track. It's a bigger, with my home track's a third mile, Martinsville being a half mile, but it's flat. And that really just strikes me because, like I said, that's like what my home track up there in Norway was. Least favorite track, man. I don't really have a least favorite track. Kentucky. No, Kentucky wasn't that bad. The only thing about Kentucky with it being a truck driver is if you type it into GPS, it actually brings you to the wrong track. If you really don't pay attention to the super speedway part, it'll bring you to a track that's about 150 miles away from where you're actually supposed to be. Luckily, my fellow driver was paying attention to that, because I was heading in the wrong track this past year when it was my turn to drive, and he mentioned that, and we got to the right place instead of going to the wrong track.
See, teamwork.
No, see, the only reason I say Kentucky is because Adrian and I decided that we went to we were going to Indy, and we were like, we're gonna stop in Kentucky, we're gonna check it out, and we drove past the speedway, and I'm like, what's that? You had no idea what it was.
Right.
There was no signs, no nothing. And I think it was the first year that they actually did the races there. And it was like, they didn't have any signs up. We pulled in, and as soon as you pulled in, you seen the track, and you're just like, holy crap, this thing's huge.
Right.
And then after that race, everybody had that big traffic jam where it was 3-4 hours. And that's why I said it, because I was like, I guarantee those hauler drivers got stuck in that mess.
Yeah, we generally, even with the COVID deal, we'll wait a little bit, let it calm down, and then, we're right in the middle of all the traffic, and of course that slows you down a little bit, but it's all part of it. And that was one thing that we surely missed this year, was having our fans there. I'd rather be in traffic for 4 hours than not have any of you guys there.
Right.
Right.
So Dave is saying, what is your favorite NASCAR memory?
I don't know that I have a favorite. I think they're all my favorite. I guess Talladega this past year, the second one where we finished 13th, would be the best one from this past year. We had a really good race. We were really strong the whole race, starting the last stage in 5th place, being up there with the big boys. That was really cool. And another one personally was spotting, being the second spotter for Quinn at Indianapolis. Our normal spotter spotted the front stretch, turn 1 and 2, and I spotted the back stretch through 3 and 4.
Okay. Mike, so Ty of Hazard just posted, and Dwayne, he put, did you drive the hauler into Bristol? If so, how is the incline from turn 2 entrance, and how is parking it?
I did not drive it in at Bristol. Our driver, main driver, he's got way more experience than me. He took care of that. But I did ride in with him, and it's like falling off the side of a hill. And you're on, you can't stop. You're on the brakes, you're going slow, and then getting out is almost as bad. The dirt race is really going to throw us for a loop. I'm not sure what they're going to do there, because if you don't have enough speed and momentum to get out, you actually start wheel hopping and stop, and then they got to get a truck, like a bulldozer or something to pull you out.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the angle hit.
Yeah.
So pretty much you're sitting there like this, and all of a sudden you're just like bloop.
Yeah, it's just like falling off the side of a hill. It's pretty crazy.
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
I have not seen Charlie in the chat yet. I know he said he was going to show up. What?
I said he probably went back to work.
That would surprise, that probably would not surprise me one bit.
I should text him and ask him, hey, did you go back to work? Sure.
That's too funny.
So I had another question. I can't. It's skipping me right now. Mike, you got anything real quick? Because I'm drawing a blank, and I had an important question to ask him.
Well, think about that. Think about it for a minute. No, I guess I'm actually, I'm kind of at that blank spot now, trying to figure out what else, because of that was kind of interesting, because I didn't realize that Bristol had that kind of an incline going into it. That was actually kind of a fun fact that I wasn't quite sure of how that worked out.
Yeah, you come in right at the entry of turn 3, and when you come over the top to enter the track, you're literally going down, and like I said, it feels like you're falling off the side of the hill. I think it's probably right around 28 to 30 degrees of banking right there, so it's like falling down a hill.
Yeah. See, up here in New Hampshire, we don't have to worry about that. When you enter that track, it's all flat. Go through the tunnel and you're there.
Yeah,
but they did a lot of reconstruction in there too. So
New Hampshire is definitely flat. That was definitely another. It's another track I like because of being flat.
So I just texted him and said, "Hey, Dwayne wants to know if you went back to work. LOL. He's waiting for you." All right. So I know this wasn't the actual question I had, but I'm gonna bring it up a little bit because you do the iRacing and all that, and you've seen our racing from our league. What do you think about our racing and pro premium racing so far throughout the season, since you have been tuning in?
It's fantastic. You guys make it look easy. I am not that good. I'll put it out there right now, especially with the PS4 stuff with the controllers. I'm just, I joked with you yesterday. I was like, hey, I'll join that truck race. So I saw what times were, and I was 9th. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll just commentate with you. I'm too competitive to run poorly. So I lean more towards the iRacing. I've had some pretty good success there running on and off. I got about 42 wins since I've had it. And just trying to move up and do the best I can. Like we were talking, I'm going to upgrade some equipment here and see if I can just get that extra tent that these guys seem to be beating me in, like the super late models and cup and stuff like that. It's all about getting that little more speed.
So Charlie just hit the screen. If you want to say something to him, he goes, "Hey, look at that guy."
Hi, Charlie. I'm glad you can join us late.
Hey, better late than never, right?
That's right.
No,
I give the
he's
guy
a
credit. Give the guy credit. He's not even here to take it.
no, he's a rock star. I'm telling you, he's absolutely amazing. I'm so thankful to have him as a friend. Mike knows this. Being a huge Jimmy Johnson fan like I was, and to know that he was part of that deal, and then I root for Quinn and Starcom, not knowing about Charlie. And next thing you know, I find out Charlie works on Starcom's team. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah, Charlie. He's everything that you see. He's a great guy. Very down to earth, which he doesn't necessarily need to be. I mean, he's forgotten more than I'll ever know about racing. You know, even when his time with modifieds before he made a big time Indy car, of course NASCAR, being with Jimmy Johnson for the 5 in a row. He's just an incredible person. I'm grateful to call him a friend, and I appreciate everything he does for me. He's helped me out tremendously, and I he probably doesn't want it, but I call him my mentor for a reason because I really look up to him and I enjoy learning from him.
No, I do too. Yeah, I mean, I'm not there like you are, but I mean, just talking to him on the phone, texting him, seeing what he posts on Twitter is just phenomenal. I mean, he's so knowledgeable.
Oh, I mean, you think about it. I mean, I was just thinking about it when you guys said it. You think about how many different generation cars he's been through over
A
the
lot.
years. Yeah, I mean, every car that's changed, he's been there. I mean, imagine that knowledge and adaptation you have to, all the new technology going from the carburetors to the fuel injections to changing the dashboards. I mean, that's actually really, really incredible when you start to look at it in that manner.
Yeah, he can do it all. Mechanic, fab work. I mean, he could probably change the toilet out for you if he needed to. He's just an incredible guy.
So, Dwayne, we brought this up yesterday a little bit when you were in the booth with us. The whole iRace, or not iRacing, but the whole Heat series and all that, like our league and all that with the 00, and you were throwing some shade at me a little bit. I don't see how you do so good and all that. I mean, how, from your point of view, being from Starcom, and you're seeing that 00 car in Victory Lane, or you're seeing stuff like that posted on Twitter. I mean, what's the rumblings like?
It's great to see. You do a fantastic job. You represent Starcom well, and that's the biggest thing. Yeah, you've won 16 races this year, however many in a row. Looks like you're going to win the championship tomorrow. But it's just kind of cool. Even to me, yes, some people say, "Oh, it's just a game," but I treat the games like real life. So
Absolutely.
I really appreciate what you do. It's awesome. And seeing you in Victory Lane, it's just enjoyable to watch.
You definitely when I told Mike this, when you cross or get into Victory Lane, and I draw a blank when I, like Mike, you know this, when I won my race last week, I drew a blank. I didn't know what to say. I mean, I've never had this good of a season, and you've been throwing it at me a little bit. Hey, don't be too humble and all that. Like, dude, it's you draw a blank. I mean, I almost started getting kind of choked up a little bit about it, because I'm sitting there like, I'm sitting there setting the bar for the next person, for one. Two, I'm representing Starcom, not official or anything, but I'm sitting there pushing myself to kind of make you guys proud of our league and get that up there. I mean, this is our 13th year, and to have Quinn watching, to have you, Charlie, and all these other sponsors out there watch, it's awesome.
Well, it's not. I mean, yes, it's you too, of course, because you carry the Starcom colors, but everyone in the league. I mean, I was honored to be part of the booth yesterday and just watching how competitive the race is. It's not one guy walking away, which is kind of what I expected, but it's just competitive racing and it's enjoyable to watch. I mean, and it's the same thing for me for iRacing. I I I I do that because I don't have my own car at the moment. My wife is probably in the background rolling her eyes right now. But that's what I do. And last week I got my first modified win, and I've been trying to get
That
a
was
win
awesome.
a win in that car since it came out, I guess. And I think I celebrated more there than I did when winning my last feature race.
So we've got Deb saying hello, waves. Hello all, waves great to see Dwayne on. Chase is saying good luck tomorrow to myself, and then Charlie with the huge shout out. Bobby Peters is my hero.
That's Charlie.
And then he said I would not be able to get the car out of the pits without hitting anything. So Dave says, does walking into Indy and Daytona give you chills like it does me, just thinking about the history of these tracks and the names that have ran there?
Daytona, when I drove in there in February last year, literally took my breath away. I know you hear people say that, but I mean, just you drive in through that tunnel, and you come out and you turn to the right, and the first thing you see is the banking and the big Daytona on the wall. And it's just, unless you've been there, you cannot honestly describe it. It's something to be seen by any race fan. I mean, all in all, the favorite overall venue, I guess that might be a close second to my favorite. And in Indianapolis, that's another one. You go back to the Brickyard when it was in bricks, and then with IndyCar come up with Jeff Gordon winning the original, Dale Earnhardt. It's just, your heroes went there. So it's another track that just, with all the history, just, it's mind blowing. And it being there is just crazy. And then spotting there on top of it, that is something I will never forget. My entire life was spotting at Indianapolis.
So Charlie just threw this out here, and I was trying not to laugh.
I saw you.
But he said Dwayne used to be my hero. Used to be my hero.
Oh man.
Him and I give each other crap every day, so that don't surprise me. He's I'll have something for him at work. I can't say it on the air here. And as a matter of fact, my wife reminded me, see here, no bad
No
words.
bad
Oh, I need one of those. I gotta put one of those up.
Hey Mike, you are officially my sidekick.
I am.
Charlie says I love your sidekick, Mike. Hey Mike.
Hi Charlie, how you doing? Well,
So
hopefully maybe after tomorrow it might be that way.
we'll see. We'll see if we can get you into the playoffs.
Well, I'm there right now, only by 8 points, but I'm there.
Right. So Mike, I know you had a couple questions for him, and I know we wrote them down, but I forgot to write them down, like in my notebook, about last night. Puddin was asking questions, and we said we wrote them down, but I don't know if we did.
I remember. I'm sorry, Bobby. I had to. I think that time I had to actually step out, so I did not catch the questions. I mean, where's Puddin's not? He's not watching. Puddin, say something.
He's not. I know we said you want to tell us about your military background. I know you talked a little bit about it, but I know that was one of the questions we had.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I went into it where I wasn't happy where it's at. So the story, and it's the truth, is I walked into the recruiting station with my head down. No idea what I was going to do. I just walked in the first open door, and it happened to be the Marine Corps. So I joined the Marine Corps in October of 2005 in a delayed entry program, went to boot camp in January 2006. Graduated in April 2006 from Paris Island. Then did some more training, then became an M1A1 tank mechanic. Worked on the tank, the Abrams tank. Did the schooling in Fort Knox, Kentucky. And then was stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. That's where I spent the entire time except for my tour. I went to Iraq, did one tour over there, and then just spent the rest of the time either out in the field doing training or working on tanks or whatever they needed me to do. I did 4 years active duty, and then I did 4 years inactive reserve. So it was an 8-year contract. October 2013, my contract was done. And, I do miss it. It's something that you can't explain to anybody unless they live it. And I miss the brotherhood from all my friends and that. But it's something I'm happy I did. I'm a patriot. I'm proud to have served our country. And it's something that I enjoy doing. At times I wish I was still in, but the last year and a half, now that I've been in NASCAR, those kind of things kind of went away. I kind of glad I'm not in the military because now I'm living my dream that I've always wanted to do.
Well, absolutely. And like I said earlier, thank you for your service. I'm great to talk to you, and I'm grateful to have you serve our country.
Thank you.
So the development race last night. I guess I'm looking at. I mean, I kind of actually had to step out because I had a family thing I had to attend to immediately. So I mean, in general, I mean, what'd you think? I mean, being the first time being in there, I mean, and watching in a different manner because you said that was the first time. I mean, what'd you think of that? Just the way it's done and the how you try to commentate through that by watching them race. I mean,
it's an experience, switching through the cameras to try to catch something happening in the middle or the back of the pack while you're still trying to watch the front and just give whatever the audience is good commentary. And I was nervous, like I was stumbling over myself, and at times I was quiet just because I was trying to learn from you guys. But I'm telling you, the racing was great. You guys did an awesome job, and I look forward to maybe doing it again someday. It was a cool experience.
Oh, we can make that happen. We'll put you in there next week when we go for the championship race.
We'll have to talk about that during the week, Bobby. We'll see how things work out.
He's already trying to get him to do it. Get him to do it.
So we've got E4 Racing Team saying thank you for your service. Ty of Hazard saying thank you for your service. Just wanted to throw that out there for you.
Thank you.
So, are you ready for 2021? Are you ready for the season? Is the hauler ready?
I think we're as ready as we can be. I mean, personally, I'm excited for it to get here, but at the same time, I want it to slow down a little bit just because, spend that little bit extra time with my family. But once the season gets here, get it rolling, it'll be business as usual, and we'll just carry on. But yeah, I'm ready. If you would have asked me that back in November, I would have said, no, excuse me. No, I'm not ready. I'm ready for a break. But right before Christmas, I kind of was like, all right, let's get this rolling. I was ready to go again.
Good catch. That was impressive.
The new Gen car. What do you think?
Undecided. I feel that it'll be good in one aspect as it should bring smaller teams closer, more competitive. But even like Quinn mentioned, there's still, it's still a money deal, and we can't afford to be putting say, a new motor in every week like the bigger teams do. So we
Right.
will have a little bit of disadvantage, but I really feel that it's going to close the gap, and that's going to be good. So the racing, I feel, should be closer. The cars are definitely going to be faster from what I hear on road courses. That sequential shifting and all that. So I'm excited. I think fans, hopefully, they'll go into it with an open mind. It's not going to be like the car tomorrow with that big goofy wing on the back.
We were talking about that the other day. That was funny.
You know, but you
I
know,
hated that car.
all we can do is see.
I hated that car. I hated it with a passion. That stupid wing.
But I mean,
God.
they did make some good racing though in some spots, the short track stuff like that. I mean,
Well, I mean, don't take this the wrong way, but I mean, I like the fact that when it wasn't like it was just straight across, like that, whatever you called it. It wasn't like that big old bulky looking wing. I liked it when you had the COT kind of front end, but then you had the wing that was straight down.
and then you put that duckbill in the front of it, which made no fun going through the grass.
No, it just ripped everything apart.
And, you know, as they learned, when the cars would get turned around and go backwards, they acted like an airplane and just take off. And Carl Edwards and Brad Keselowski had their little issue there, and back in the day, and they got airborne. So, and I was just a fan back then, so I'll say it, they were ugly.
So I remember the thing I was asking about, and I just found it.
Okay.
And this is all I remember seeing. Holler, holler, holler. So now I remember what I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
What's it like in the hauler? Obviously, not too many of us know the ins and outs of a hauler, so I don't know if you can actually spill the beans on what Starcom has in the hauler or anything like that. But like, what's your guys' hauler like?
Well, it's like anything else. You bring the shop with you. If you've ever been involved with racing, like my dad, he would load the shop up into the truck and we take it to the track. And I'm literally saying down the hill to the track. But I could have walked up the hill and got any part I needed, but we still took it there for convenience. So we have parts to, rebuild a car. We got shocks, springs, anything you need to rebuild the car. Engine, all that stuff goes with transmission. So everything that you can think of, we bring with us. So we don't have to park the car if we don't, if something were to happen and, oh God, we don't have it. Well, that's not the case because we take everything with us.
I mean, I've actually seen inside one of the haulers, and it's you would be surprised what you really pack into that hauler. I mean, you got you got 2 cars, you have a pit box, you got all the tools. Plus, you're right, you probably could build 2 cars out of just what you're hauling behind you as well.
Don't you have like a computer room in there too?
What's that? I'm sorry, Bobby.
Don't you have like a computer area and
diagnostics, I guess.
There's a lounge up in front of the hauler, where they do go over data, stuff like that. They'll have Derek Quinn, our engineer Chris, and crew chief George. They'll all go up there and debrief from whatever went on. There wasn't too much practice this year, but they'll go over that. They'll go over the race and stuff like that. So yeah, there is stuff up in the front for them to do that.
Nice.
I remember the old days where you had to write everything down. Now everything, it just registers. It's kind of, I mean, I can't. That's incredible to see, be able to, you can track so much stuff nowadays with the new technology that's in those cars. It's incredible to see the evolution of each one of those cars that's changed.
I mean, they follow everything. They can, throttle trace, how much brake you're using. With the SMT data, they know everything. So they can improve anywhere on the track. Every thousandth counts. So wherever they find area they can improve on, they can see it with that SMT data.
That's awesome.
Dwayne, you want to give a shout out to anybody?
Yeah. First of all, my parents for bringing me into the sport. Without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at. My family, my wife Barb, my children, just allowing me to do what I love to do. All my friends and family back home that believed in me and helped support me throughout. Charlie, if he's still listening, he better be anyway. Uh, he's been a big deal for me doing what I'm doing. Uh, Greg Ives, Alex Bowman's crew chief there, he was a big motivation, and he continues to help me in my career. If I need some advice, I can reach out to him anytime. Being from the same area, it's pretty cool. You guys for having me on the show, I really appreciate it. Starcom Racing for giving me the opportunity, and everyone that supports not only Starcom Racing but you guys there at Pro Series, Pro League there.
So, Mike, you want to hear something funny?
What's that, buddy?
I forgot to introduce it like this, and I should have. This is Dwayne's first ever interview for
wow.
for a podcast.
See, it's not so bad.
It's not.
No, it went by really fast. I mean, we've already hit almost an hour.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
I didn't even. I just looked up and I'm like, holy crap! It's almost 9:30.
My wife's in the corner shaking her head. Yeah, she must be watching on her phone, even though she can see what's going on right
here. So Dave says, thanks Dwayne for your service and joining the show tonight. Good luck in the upcoming season. Deb says, great appreciation for hauler drivers, a lot of long hours and dedicated hard work. And that's very true. And
thank you.
Dwayne, like I said, if you're always welcome up in the booth or in a car or racing with us. We're gonna make that happen. We're gonna do an all-star race with all what it's gonna be is pretty much like a celebrity pro race.
All the sponsors and we get to broadcast.
No, all the sponsors and we're gonna have like the champions of each series or the top 4 of each series come in and race these guys.
That'd be kind of neat.
We need to have Charlie on there so I can at least beat somebody.
Well, we can put Charlie in the booth because he's going to be hilarious. You'll have to tell him that because I don't know if he's still here or not.
I will. I'll mention that tomorrow morning.
And then obviously, guys, I'm waiting on confirmation from it. I was hoping Charlie was still here because he was the one going to be able to make the announcement, not me. But we may have a special guest next week, and I'm talking like very special guest, like an old NASCAR driver. But that's as far as I can give you. But I can't. He hasn't said anything, and I'm just on the teeter with it because I'm really anxious to let it out the bag.
Well, you can't do that.
I know. I was hoping he was still here.
My lips are sealed.
Yep,
yeah.
See. See, you shouldn't even said nothing, boy. It'd been even a bigger surprise. Now you're trying to, you're leaking it all out a little bit. That's not right.
Nah, nobody's gonna know.
What is it?
Nobody's gonna know. Anyways, Dwayne, thank you very much for everything that you've done. Good luck this season. Obviously, I'll be keeping an eye, and when you guys come to Michigan, I'll be keeping an eye out for that 00 hauler.
I'll send you a text when we get close.
Yeah, please, because I'll come out there and I'll start yanking it, taking pictures or something.
Yeah, well, I'll listen. Yeah, I guarantee you that's not even a guess on that one. He'll be
Well,
he'll be calling on his way out the door.
Well, no, you've seen the pictures, Mike. I stand there, like literally 75, and this is no joke. 75 sets right here. Yeah. I'm right here by the road taking pictures of the haulers, and everybody's like, "Why do you take pictures of haulers?"
They were my favorite thing.
It's something I love to watch. I mean, those trucks are sick. I mean, it's pretty much like a mobile unit for NASCAR.
I watch them when they come out of New Hampshire because they usually wait till everybody bails out, and then they're like the last ones that watch out, and you'll find the whole side of the exit watching all those haulers come by because some of the designs and the work that's put onto them and how well they're kept that's a job in itself as much as they're gonna do.
So sure. With that being said, thank you for coming on, Dwayne. We're probably going to have you on again very soon, probably once the season starts or whatnot. Maybe we can get you at the track while you're there.
That might be difficult, how busy I am, but we'll try to set something up.
So I appreciate you coming in here. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you very much. It was nice meeting you, Dwayne. I'm glad I had time with you in the booth, and look forward to doing it again sometime, especially this time when I can stay the whole time.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
So, Mike, you want to
Yes.
talk about the racing
Yeah,
from?
I don't have all the point standings in front of me at the moment. Of course, while we started with development, the development race, we have a lot of new members coming in. A lot have reached out. They raced actually. This was their second race for a lot of the new guys. It was incredible racing. I mean, I side by side, Chicagoland. They let it all hang out. They did a great job, and I can't commend how much hard work that these guys are trying to get better and better and better so they can actually move up in the series.
Right.
The truck series just closed out their final four. You have Ron, and you have Kyle, and other two Bobby.
So you got Ron at 2273, Kyle at 2267, Zach, which is Loho, at 2264, and then you've got Robbie Racing at 2248. I mean, points are close, really close.
And I believe Loho is a rookie, correct?
Loho is a rookie, and
So
it's already over. He's the only one in the final four.
All right.
So I actually texted him, and I was going to bring him in here, but I don't know if you have it on you.
Oh yeah, of course. I can go get that. Oh yeah, it'll only take me 1 minute. Step aside 1 second.
Hold on, let me see if I can get him in here.
Yeah, I didn't know he locked it up.
Yeah, he locked it up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hopefully, that'd be really
Well, if he doesn't, we'll bring him in.
That's all right. We'll wait. We can wait we can wait till next week and plan it for whatever if we need to or whatever.
I mean, who knows? He could win the championship. You never know.
Yeah. At this point, Bobby, anything's possible in the truck series.
No, I mean literally. I mean, he is 9 points back from Ron.
Well, I mean, it's going to come down to the day. That's going to be it. It's going to see what happens in that championship. That last race and what's going to really happen. You want to update the Busch series? I pretty much got the cut, but you want to update the Busch a little bit because I don't have any of the stuff in front of me.
But nothing was updated on the Busch. It was an all-star race.
Right. Oh, that's right.
We already talked about it.
Okay, yeah. So there we go. I forgot all about that. It was actually an all-star race, and then of course, good old tomorrow.
Yeah, go ahead and hit tomorrow.
The Cup race for the small cutoffs. It's close. I mean, you think the first, second, we know Bobby's. Well, we'll go from there. We know Bobby's sitting up way up at the top, but our points leader, and that he's done a great job this year.
I can't seal it until Dover.
All right, but still, I mean, you've done a great job all year, Bobby, and I got to commend you for that. I mean, that's not something that's easily done. And then all the other drivers that are right behind that, you got Blaine, you got Brian, you got myself, you got Ron. Those four, those individuals right there. The second and third is tied. I'm 15 points behind them, and then Ron Brown's 8 points behind me.
Right.
And I'm telling you, it's gonna Texas. It's gonna be the same thing. You're gonna have to be patient. You're gonna have to go, be gentle on that throttle, especially when those tires wear. Because all it's going to take is one bad mistake, and your championship hopes to hit in that final four could be over.
Oh, absolutely, and it's literally, like I said, it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, the trucks especially, you can go into that. I mean, Ron could have a bad race, Kyle could have a bad race. Next thing you know, Loho capitalizes, wins championship. Yep.
Oh no! I mean, it doesn't take much. All it takes is one driver mistake or one incident or whatever. Or it doesn't take much to ruin your championship hopes right out the bat. And I'm actually kind of nervous about tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be. Yeah,
I'm excited.
I got it's going to have to be for myself A game all the way, because for me to get in there, that's what it's going to take.
So go ahead and go get the ring.
Oh, he's in here?
He's coming. He has no idea. I just told him he needs to come on Discord or come on the show. So, guys, this is a big deal. This is something that Mike and I came up with, and we're excited to make this announcement.
Sure. You know yet?
No, not yet.
Well, I think you guys. I don't know if you can see it. I'll wait till. Yeah, he don't. That's right. He really doesn't have a clue, does he?
No. And I just told Charlie to come back. I was like, if you're not in the show, come back. So I'm waiting for him to join now. I just sent him the invite.
So basically,
I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, so basically, just in case everybody just is listening.
Hey, show it. Show it real quick.
Can you?
Because Charlie's here.
Yeah.
So Charlie, that is Dale Jarrett championship ring, and we are giving that to the Rookie of the Year for the Truck Series, and he is going to be coming on the show here real soon, and we're going to announce it. Put it away. He's here. There he is.
Hold on. Let me flip over. There we go.
Hello, Zach.
What's up, guys?
So I wanted to make the announcement because you were here. Very nice collection, by the way.
Appreciate it.
So you are
so
setting
sweet.
you were setting third in points, 9 points out. And I kind of hinted yesterday, and I didn't mean to, but we have a special surprise for you.
You ready?
All right. Sure.
Because of being a rookie of the Truck Series, and definitely sealed the Rookie of the Year. I'd like to, on behalf of myself and not only Pro Premium Racing Online and Herbert Motorsports, which is the group that a lot of everybody's part of, but now I will be sending you a 1988 Dale Jarrett Championship Crew ring.
Awesome.
So that will be headed your way. I'll do it as soon as I can. I know the mail's been kind of, well, I'll definitely give you tracking or whatever you need.
You'll be sending that FedEx for sure.
Yeah. But this year, it is, don't get me wrong, it's a replica, but it's a cool collector's piece. I've had it for a while. But I figured, it would be a great donation, and it's actually, this thing is really heavy too. I can't believe how heavy I'm feeling. I'm like, wow. But congratulations, buddy. I mean, great job. Keep up the good work. You got one more race to go, and you're right there. Keep doing what you're doing, and thank you very much for everything that you've been part of with this league so far.
I appreciate it, guys. I really do.
It's something that we knew it was coming, and I could have made the announcement a while ago, but I was like, man, I want to wait. I want to wait till towards the end of the season, and then obviously having Dwayne in here, having Charlie in the video, I thought it was the perfect time to have everybody out there know that you won Rookie of the Year in the Truck Series.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome, buddy. That's definitely, I'm looking at that. Oh my God, I thought I had a lot of stuff scattered around.
All I see is Gordon.
There's a lot of Gordon, a little bit of Chase Elliott stuff, and just a bunch of old stuff. A lot of it's from my grandpa.
I saw that rainbow right there. Speaking of that, it says I got you. What do you think of that new rainbow color for the 24?
I don't know, man. I like it, but I don't like the black on it. Needs more rainbow.
All right. We're used to the old one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
what else, Bobby? What about? That's about it, isn't it? We covered Cup.
Yeah.
That's Cup.
You know how close the points are, Loho, right?
Oh yeah, it's what'd you say? 9 points to me in third, and then what? 6 to Kyle.
No. You're 3 points from Kyle.
Yeah, I was saying Kyle 6 points out from first place.
Yeah. You're 3 points from Kyle and 9 points from Ron.
Cool.
So you go out and get stage points like crazy, and you win the race or some. I mean, who knows? Anything's possible.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a shot in the dark for everybody.
So who knows, man? I mean, you're sitting third right now. You could end up leapfrogging both these guys and winning Rookie of the Year and the championship.
That'd be pretty nice. So be a
That'd be
good week
crazy.
for first win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But yeah, we wanted to say congratulations to you and thank you for everything you've done this year. Go out there. Obviously, we've got another surprise, but I'll wait until after the season. Loho and I know about this deal. We're gonna screw it. I'll say it now. We're gonna get him out of that Ford and we're gonna put him into a Chevy over with my team.
Sounds good to me.
So he'll be joining Ron Racing over on our team.
Nice.
So
sounds good.
So with that being said,
yep.
Give a shout out to all of our sponsors real quick. If you want to stay Loho, and then we'll all bounce together. But we got Richmar Florist, Morgan Vans Racing, Racing Jason, Appalachian Hauler Hunters, Milliner Transport, B3 Ranch, Eldred Skating, Wrecking Racing Podcast, Peak, Penguin City Beer, Charlie Langenstein, Wrench Twister 00. Go follow him on Twitter. You won't be disappointed. Ryan Daly Designs, who paints all the cars for Starcom Racing. Ryan Sieg Racing, and many more. You got Fast Lap Podcast, Chrissy and Deb, Prospect Motorsports, The Lineup Barbershop. Obviously, everybody knows this one, Seat Time Driving School, giving us those awesome championship prizes. And I know Loho wants to get a hold of that so him and I can go out there and race.
with the ring.
Yeah, with the ring. He'll be sitting there going, yeah, look at my ring. And then you got Derek Peoples Motorsports, which is DPM, which they just came on board yesterday. And I want to say thank you to Derek personally. It's awesome. The people that we have in the league, the drivers, the sponsors, everybody. I can't thank you guys enough for everything you guys do. We've got E4, we've got John, we've got Charlie, all saying congratulations, Zach. So you have a backing.
Absolutely.
And this is just like I said, we were talking about before this. And the overall, yes, we all want our single championships, this and that, but to get what we've gotten right now, it's become a team effort. Even though we still after our single championships, but it takes a team to get what we've gotten right now. So, right. I mean, I'm grateful. I'm thanks for all the drivers that are part of this league. Thank you for letting me be part of your lead team. I'm grateful for all the hard work that everybody does, and I can't express how much how proud I am of everything that's been accomplished over the past months.
So with that being said, guys, tune in tomorrow. You do not want to miss this race. I think Loho's going to be there, giving me the old razzle dazzle. I'm sure.
I should be. I don't think I'm working on
Also, we've got Puddin' coming in the booth tomorrow, so that's going to be an exciting broadcast. So, like I said, 8:30 tomorrow. You guys don't want to miss it. Cup Series elimination race. You've got Mike, Ron, Brian, all really close. I mean, it could be any Miz. You got anybody right there. So, with that being said, we'll tune in. See you guys tomorrow, and y'all have a good night.
Thank you, everybody.